We're both like virgins still, and I knew very little about that realm.
I knew nothing.
Best 10 seconds of my life. What's up, Dashley fam?
Hey yo!
Oh.
We come to you today with our favorite drinks and our favorite stories. In honor of Valentine's Day, Dylan and I wanted to talk about all of our very best first times. And yes, even that first time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna build up to that one.
So today during our carside chat, I usually have Diet Lemonade.
She asked for Coke Zero this time. That's usually my go-to. So now we got 2 Chick-fil-A Coke Zeros.
Make sure to comment your favorite drink in the comments.
All right, Ash. First time we met. Ash and I were both working at a youth summer camp. I was stepping into a van at summer camp.
Passenger van.
The back of a big old van. We were headed to the airport.
Did you have anything that you thought about me? Because in my memory of that moment, I felt like you didn't even look at me, and you just kind of like.
I was so tired. It was 4 a.m. But we just started hanging out and as being camp counselors together.
That's Dylan's memory. My memory is much more like targeted.
Okay.
So we got in the van, and this whole summer, like, you have to understand, like, I was determined to find a boyfriend this summer.
So was I.
I was like, Ashley, enough. You cannot be scared of boys anymore. You have to talk to them. I was like such a late bloomer as far as like having relationships. I was like 23. I had never had like any sort of serious relationship. Isn't that terrible? I think that's terrible.
I was also highly motivated to find myself a wife this summer.
Dylan wanted a girl. So I'm just on the lookout, right? And every time I'm in a new situation, because at this camp I'm working at, every time we get to a new college to work, because it went to all the different colleges, I'm like, at any moment, I'm gonna see him. And it's gonna happen, because I'm ready. So I'm in the van, and I'm just like...
scouting out your options.
I just, like, in walks Dylan, and it's literally like I have had very few moments in my life where it feels like the earth stops moving, and it's just like someone being like, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, like, this is something important. And it happened when Dylan walked in.
Sweet.
And then, like, things kept happening. Like, we got to the airport, and we were assigned seats in the airplane from the company who hired us. And they were like, all right, Ashley, you're 14A. And they were like, okay, Dylan, you're 14B. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I had another girl that I was Twitter pated by at the time, but as I slowly got to know Ashley more, I'm like, this girl is really cool. And I love how like unpretentious she is. She's just so comfortable being herself, and she's freaking hilarious and so creative. Most creative person I've ever met. And you just didn't give a crap. You're like, you didn't care what anybody thought of you, and you were just so fun to be around, and I just loved how relaxed I was able to be around you. Okay, the next first is our first date.
Did we ever go on a date?
We just hung out every night after our kids went to bed in the camp.
I honestly don't think we went on a date before we kissed. Alan was trying so hard to be loyal to his girl, and I was just trying to like infiltrate that. Even though they weren't like official, but he was like, she's the one I'm gonna marry.
I was just so upset.
My goal was just to get him. I was like a predator. My goal was to get you alone and to like tempt you.
Yeah,
no, he was strong. Like there were so many times like we were laying on a couch, and I was like, what more can I do to like throw myself at this guy?
No, and then I was finally like, sheesh, I'm just gonna kiss you.
We were literally like this on the couch, and I was like...
You were like, we almost just kissed.
Oh
and
yeah.
Like,
It was something like that.
That's how close we were hanging out without even kissing. And then we finally just kissed. And then we kissed for like 5 hours. And we didn't even sleep that night.
Yeah, we just kissed.
That was fun.
Just macked out hard. And then I was like, deal is sealed. He's mine.
Yeah. But it all worked out a year later, and we got married. Sometimes you have to go down one path to realize that the other path is the one you wanted to go down. And so it was a little complicated, but I eventually realized Ashley is the one my heart wanted. And we got married the next summer.
So that was our first kiss. When was our official first date? Would you consider when you took me to your friend's house?
Yeah, I think so.
So our first date, Dallin took me over the weekend during our off days, so we didn't work over the weekend, to just meet some of his friends. Mm-hmm. And again, I was like, this is so in the bag. Why would he take me to go meet his best friends? Uh-huh. And it was very like, we snuggled on the couch, and just like it felt like
you were wearing your cute orange shirt with like a spray painted duck on it.
I stole it from my friend.
I like that shirt.
She made me give it back to her.
Dang it. Should make another one.
But that was our first date, and then we just went back to work the next week. It was kind of like...
Yeah, we had just already been hanging out so much at the camp.
It was just very chill.
All right, that brings us to our next one, our first fight.
Okay, I want to know what you think was our first fight, because I could be wrong.
I can think of the first time that I think it could have been a fight, but nice people-pleasing Dallin just brushed it under the rug and said, okay.
Has to be
It was when we were driving and you were like, I want to live in Georgia next to my family sometime in my life. This is before we were married.
I said, I won't die here in Utah.
I don't know. And I was just like, I don't know about that. And you were like pretty serious, like, no, this is real for me.
Yeah,
and instead of
being honest.
yeah, you were very honest. And me not authentically representing myself because I used to be really bad at that. I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Then I was like, great, he's open to that idea.
That should have been something that we, explored a little bit more. But we've solved it now, 8 years later.
That's like a memorable moment because we literally fought about that for 7 years.
Yeah. Yep.
It's cool when a 7-year fight finally comes to an end.
It is really neat.
It really feels refreshing. Literally this year,
if that's finally been resolved.
It's finally resolved.
We live in southern Utah, and it's the perfect marriage of both of our wants and needs.
Anyone, you cannot have the stance. I don't think it's healthy for a marriage if one person wants to maybe like move around and the other, you can't be like, you can move away, but I'm not coming with you.
Right. Okay, next. Our first big purchase. I think it was our Honda CR-V. Was that it?
I think it was our
SUV?
camera, because we only bought...
Oh, yeah? I mean, I guess I was thinking a little bigger, but that was our first, that was like, what, a $550 camera?
We didn't buy any furniture first. We just got it all off of Craigslist.
We got one from our bishop for free.
Bed off of
No, that was
Craigslist.
hers. But yeah, the camera's probably considered a big purchase. We were like, wanted to buy a nice camera to start recording family memories, so we bought a Canon T5i. I think those were somewhere between $500 and $600.
I made the rule before we bought it, though. I was like, Dallin, if
we're gonna pay it off.
I was like, we have to pay this off with jobs.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's when we started booking weddings.
This is how we got our first job. We took a picture of Dallin's niece, and we took a picture of like a tree, and we put him in the newspaper, the online newspaper, and we like marketed ourselves as family photographers and wedding videographers.
Yep.
That's literally the most we had ever done.
Yeah, it was a learning on the job type situation.
And then Dallin bought a course.
Did the couple know that it was our first wedding we had ever shot? No.
But did we charged them $300, and they were very happy.
Oh, we did freaking good. We did really good with those photos. At the end of the day, the bride's mom was like, all right, how much do we owe you? And I was like, $200, because they did a $100 deposit. She was like, that's it? Yeah. So she gave us like a $50 or $20 tip, I think.
We were like, oh my gosh,
yeah!
We can go eat out.
That was awesome. Living at the student housing in the University of Utah.
Yeah, our rent was like $300.
$380 a month. That was sweet. Wish our rent was still $380 a month. Okay, Ash, first time meeting the in-laws.
Do you want to go first? Because I think yours was over a video chat.
Yeah.
You don't know this though? When you came to Georgia to work at the camp, you went to church where my family goes to church, and my mom sat by me, and she was like scouting out all the people who were at church, like who she was like, oh, you should date him. And she was like, yo, who's Ken?
Ken?
Yeah, because everyone called you Ken because you looked like Ken the Barbie doll.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't just my mom. I was like, everyone calls him that. And she was like, who is he? And I was like, he's the one I'm in love with.
That's
and
awesome.
She was like, what?
Marry him.
Yeah, my mom was highly attracted to you.
Sweet. Thanks,
you
Trish.
have blonde hair and blue eyes.
So the first time I met your dad was me asking him for his blessing to marry you.
Yeah.
And it was over FaceTime.
Because my family lived in Georgia,
and we were over here in Utah.
Happened so fast, and we couldn't afford to fly out. Yeah.
So I'm just like, hey, how's it going?
To Dallin,
Love your daughter.
He wasn't, I don't know how nervous you were.
I was a little nervous, yeah.
I had called my parents before, and I was like, so help me, if you say anything to him that makes him not want to marry me, I will never speak to anyone again.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be an easy conversation.
Well, it was easy.
Do you remember what my dad
very
said?
Nice.
I remember what he said, and I've always...
He said Ashley's an extremely tender-hearted, sweet, loyal girl, and that he loves you a whole bunch, and he trusts me to take care of you.
I had never heard
something like that.
Like, I was listening at the door, and I was like tearing up when he said that.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think he'd ever said that to me, and I was like, oh,
really?
He like sees that in me. Yeah.
You're tearing up now.
I know.
When did I meet your mom for the first time?
Literally shopping at the mall.
Was it?
It was the day before we got married. My family came
Your mom
in,
took me shopping for you in Victoria's Secret.
and we went to a mall together to get to know each other. And we walked by Victoria's Secret, and I don't know how it happened, but someone, either Dallin or my mom, was like,
we got to go in there for your wedding night.
And
so I
Dallin
went, and I was like, what's your what's your bra size? We're both like virgins still, and I knew very little about that realm. So it was just all sweet awkwardness, you know what I'm talking about?
We were very, like, no sex before marriage.
Yeah.
So, like, it was a funny way to meet my mom. Like, it wasn't planned, but they went into Victoria's Secret and they picked out some lingerie for me.
We did. It was cute.
I don't know.
It was green.
I feel like the first time I met your family was very, like, whatever. Not like, it was just very chill.
It was probably weird for you, but for them it was like, I had been dating a lot of girls because I had just come home from like my mission, you know, and I'm trying to meet the girl I want to marry. So I had been bringing over a few different girls. So like, they were like, oh, here's a new one. So I hope it probably didn't seem
Well, we were just dating, so it wasn't like we were engaged at that point.
Yeah.
And they just wanted me to come over for dinner. I don't think I met your brother at that point. Had I?
I don't remember a lot of this.
I think it was just your grandparents and your mom, and we just had dinner. And I was like trying to be cute and impressive.
Yeah.
That's it. It was very chill.
All right, Ash. First time making love.
I don't know. I don't know
night.
if there's anyone watching who was like, it was their first time on their wedding night.
I'm sure a lot of people.
You should comment if it was so we don't feel alone in this. And like, I knew nothing. Like, I was very dedicated growing up to like not watch R-rated movies, to like not be a part of anything that kind of like, I knew nothing.
Yeah. Man, looking back now, it seems so. Best 10 seconds of my life.
I had never seen anything. Like, I had never showed myself to anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I knew that Dallin was...
You were pretty nervous. I mean, you told me. You were like,
I just didn't know what
nervous.
to expect, and it's like built up so much, and like, I don't know. And I knew like...
Looking back, I wish it wasn't such a big deal to me. I wish that it could have been more of a natural thing, but I think I played up too much, like, oh man, your wedding night, yo. I wish it was more like a natural, just a loving, like it wasn't so much pressure to like make it happen, you know. But I think it was fun and really beautiful, like, and cute.
It was great.
And awkward and great. pretty sure everybody's first time is a little awkward. Nobody knows what they're doing the first time, whether it's
I remember
younger
being
or older.
like, I don't want this to sound mean, but I was like, oh, that's it? That's all it is? Like, not like it was bad or anything. Yeah. I was just like, this is not, like, it's no big deal. Like, it was so natural and chill. Like, not like it was underwhelming. I was just like, oh. I was also like, oh, we got really close to this. Like, I didn't even know when we were dating. It's so, like, I was so G-rated.
Yeah.
And
it was fun. We were in Park City, stayed at the Westgate Resort on the Canyon Ski Resort. We were there for like 3 or 4 days before we jetted back to Ohio to fail at selling pest control.
I remember like we like got in our car after our wedding and I was like, bye family, and I turned to look at Dylan and like his pants were basically off. And I was like, what?
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
He was like...
I think I was more having fun with it and laughing, and you were more like freaked out a little bit.
It was just like a big deal for me. Like, no one had ever seen me, and I had never... Yeah. And you were just like, all right, take your shirt off. And I was like, okay.
That makes me sound like Rulon Jeffs.
I feel like you were just like, finally!
Yeah, I was.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
I don't know. I honestly think secretly I'm a never nude.
Really?
I just like...
I'm the opposite.
I just like wearing
always
clothes.
Nude.
And Dallin is just like, oh, we're home. Like, is someone coming over? Nope. All right, I'm not wearing pants.
Mm-hmm. If you liked this, comment any other firsts you want to hear. Maybe we could do this another time sometime.
If you are children watching this in 18 years, I'm so sorry
for
sharing this online.